Nowadays, as nuns are becoming more educated and accomplished, they have an increasingly important role to play in society. After all, a majority of the lay community is comprised of women. And for them, a well-trained female Sangha is very helpful and inspiring. Women can talk more openly with other women and seek their advice on their personal problems. This is a great service for nuns to develop, and already they are stepping into this role. Our society needs the living example of people leading pure, ethical lives, content with little, good-hearted and wise. We need the inspiration of an alternative lifestyle which leads away from despair and entanglement towards increasing happiness and freedom. I truly believe that well-trained nuns could fill this role, spreading the Dharma and playing an active and vital part in society. In the past, the feminine voice had been very muted in Buddhism, but now it is time for women to sing out and finally be heard. Thank you very much.
Well, could it have been a more practical note to end the panel on today? Thank you so much. And thank you to all the panel members today for a very inspirational and educational afternoon. A very balanced, people were very balanced talks were given today, so very appreciated.
When I turned around, they couldn't wake her up. So I thought, chair for the last program that, and after that, at 5 o'clock, we have the Sukhabazis. Till then, and there's something else. No, but it wasn't what it was, so.
Just presentation. Maybe I will show you the picture. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Those who have some resource can share with others who have another resource. For example, rice. I come from Japan, and right now there's surpluses of rice, but we don't export that rice, and there are countries that need that rice. So, I mean, the discussion got much wider in that we didn't have borders, and actually free trade was based on bartering. And so dairy products from maybe like Mongolia, where it's more rich, and we could send rice here where they can't grow rice. So working in harmony with one another and with the earth, and not overextending it unnecessarily.
Түрүүн хүмүүстээ болохоор хайр тэгээ имрэх сэтгэлийг бол бид нэр одоо хөгжүүлэх ёстой маа гэж хэлсэн. За дараагийн эмэгтэй бол би одоо Япон улсаас ирсэн. Тэгээ би энэ имрэх сэтгэлд юу ойлгож байна вэ гэдэг тэгэхээр бид нар бол хүн болгон янз бүрийн одоо нөөцтэй байгаа. Тэр нөөцөө одоо би өөр хоорондоо одоо яаж солилцох юм те яаж хуваалцах юм бэ гэдэг талаар ярилцсан.
Thank you. One more. Lila?
We're going to have principles of acceptance, respect, and tolerance. So we want to include everyone in the decision making of the country. So we all have access to social justice and we are all equal to share basic education, health, services for everyone. So we can all live in harmony.
Тэгэхээр хамгийн одоо бүхний шишний хамгийн гол зүйл бол бие бинийгээ хүндэтгэх, бие бинийгээ хүлээн зөвшөөрөх явдал юм аа. Тэгэхээр зэрэг энэ бие бинийгээ хүндэтгэх, бие бинийгээ хүлээн зөвшөөрөх явдлыг одоо сайжруулахын тулд энэ шийдвэр гаргах одоо шийдвэр гаргаж байгаа үйл явц болгонд хүмүүсийг бол өргөн дэлгэр одоо оролцуулах хэрэгтэй юм аа гэж үзэж байна. Тийм учраас хэрвээ бид нар одоо шийдвэр гаргах төвшөнд хүмүүсийг оролцуулж нийтээр альва асуудлыг шийдэж чадах юм бол энэ хамгийн их ололт амжилт болно гэж үзэж байна.
The other precept was selflessness. Based on that, well, there's the dropping of the ego in the Buddhist concept, and also with all the other values that we'll live by, selflessness will be more possible because everyone will be sharing and caring and connected to one another. So there won't be a sense of greed, of me, I need, me.
Тэгэхээр бүхний шишний маш олон одоо өмнө хэрвээ бид нар одоо яаж чадах юм бол бид нар маш их олон зүйлд хүрнэ гэж бодож байна. Тийм учраас одоо зөвхөн бие биш те. Зөвхөн би энэ зүйл зөвхөн надад хэрэгтэй гэдэг тийм үгслээсээ бид нар салж чадах.
President, I would like her to have these qualities: loving kindness. Loving kindness means others, irrespective of religion or races, and loving kindness, compassion, and last one is liberation. Help them in the mundane liberation of suffering like poverty, what I call natural disasters. Don't not only help one religion or race, all. No differences, no discrimination.
Thank you very much for that group and the next group.
In our group, there were 13 Mongolian women, and some of these women were stressing that if we had a female Buddhist leader, we would have a lot of emphasis on education for children. Because if we teach the children how to be good, then they grow up to be good members of society. So, number one, education for children. A female Buddhist president, the number one priority would be making peace with other countries, cultivating good relationships with other countries, to be the exact opposite of President Bush, to learn some humility, to stop bullying other people. That was the US perspective.
Америк хүмүүс тэр гурлаа онцсон зүйл нь юу вэ гэхээр Буш ерөнхийлөгчийн эсрэг тийм үн чанартай сүргэлтөө
Everybody can take 5 or 10 minutes right now to meditate for peace.
Тэгээд зөндөө олон сайхан санаа гарч ирсэн. Тэгээд гурван санааг хэлсэн болохоор
Perhaps at the end, let's do that. We'll take some time before we say goodbye to our Mongolian friends, and we'll take 5 minutes to meditate for peace. So we now have the next group.
Good afternoon, venerable ladies and gentlemen. We are lucky that we have total 23 women, and we have mostly Mongolians, and then we have Thai, and then we have Vietnamese, and then we have Japan and America. So we actually diversity group.
She will stop the war
of all wars in the world and improve health and education for the citizens. And I said that I will vote for her as president.
Тэгээд би яг энэ хүмүүсийнхээ үндсээр асуултаа товчлоод та бүхэнд хариулахад Америкийн иргэн маань биднэрт болохоор хэрвээ Америкийн иргэнлэгч болсон байсан бол ер нь Араб долоод байгаа тэр дайнуудыг зогсоохоос гадна бүх
have the same opinion that they wish their prime ministers, because they have kings, the prime minister would practice metta and karuna, that means love and compassion every day, then the country will be better. But their ministers just a name as a Buddhist, but they don't practice. So Prime Minister in Japan and Thai actually Buddhist, but they just a name of Buddhist, but no practice. So they wish that their Prime Minister would practice metta and karuna. Now to the Mongolian. The Mongolians has very good opinion. If they think that a Buddhist woman be a president of Mongolia, the peace will come. She will improve education and health benefit, and then she will create summer camp and training the youth to become more familiar with Buddhism, and then to prevent the Christian come and give. And the Buddhist, one opinion was the Christian always give and the Buddhist always take. So that's why after the Christian gave the money for the children to go to school, and the children become Christian, and this, if the woman become a president, this thing will not happen. And also they think that the peace will come, and they will train the children three poison. Craving, anger, and ignorance in the school, and then sure the country will be peaceful. And they think that teach the children learn to pray every day is very important in the school. Generally, they all have a good idea, and they also believe in Buddhism is eternity emptiness.
Одоо монголчуудын хийсэн боловсролыг багаас нь ихлэх ёстой. Яагаад гэвэл өнөөдөр Монгол христүүд ирээд өөр багаас нь христүүд маань өөрсдөө хүүхдүүдийг бас мөнгө өгч янз бүрээр сургуулийн асуудал дээр буддизмыг илүү сургалт байдлаар явуулж тэрийг олон шишин угаасаа Монголд дэлгэрээд байгаа боловч буддизмыг илүү угаасаа төрийн шиш учраас илүү дэлгэрүүлэхийн хажуугаар тэрийг аль болохоор 50 байдлаар тийшээд зохицуултыг хийх байсан гэж хариулсан.
The Vietnamese wish the Mongolian Buddhism forever last.
Thank you.
Тэгээсэн Монголд бол ерөөсөө би сая ингээ монголчуудын сэтгэлийг сонслоо. Тэгээд Монголд бол буддизм сүдэхгүй улам өргөжж дэвшиж
those who are leaving to spend some quiet time. So the sharing is so special for all of us and so informative, but I ask you to be
харамслыг илэрхийлж байна. Тэгэд энэ өдөр одоо бид нэр салхаж байгаа учраас
as women to learn to stand up and practice Buddhism out in the world. We had a group and we came up with questions. First I give to the translator.
Тэгэхээр зэрэг ер нь эмэгтэйчүүд одоо бурхны шиш нараад хичээлэх тийм ээ. Энэ бурхны шишний сургаалыг ойлгох нь маш их чухал юм аа гэж бодож байна.
We have many different countries in our group. Taiwan, for example, Sri Lanka, England, Germany, Mongolia. They thought it would be possible to have a female president. Malaysia and Thailand, USA, maybe, and other countries also, just maybe. Why is it possible to have a female president? Mongolia said, because we had a queen. Before there was matriarchate. In Germany there's a president now. In Switzerland there's a president. In other countries they have female presidents, And America said, America is crumbling now, so people are looking for something else. Taiwan said that there are 6 TV channels, 24 hours a day, and Buddhism. So the monks and the nuns, they broadcast out the Buddhist teachings, and it's important to educate the people.
Америкийн хувьд бол бид нар одоо Америкт байгаа нөхцөл байдал бол маш хэцүү байна. Тийм учраас Америкчууд бол шинэ удирдагч ямар нэгэн шинэ зүйлийг бол хүсэн хүлээж байна. Тийм болохоор бас боломжтой байж магадгүй гэсэн юм хариултыг өгсөн. За Тайваны хувьд бол Тайванд нийтдээ 6 одоо олон нийтийн телевизийн сууг ажиллаж байна. За энэ 6 олон нийтийн телевиз бол эмэгтэйчүүд бол олон нийтийг одоо бурхны шишинтэй болгох тэдэнд одоо хичээл хүрэх ийм ажлыг зохион байгуулдаг гэсэн.
Next question. What should a female president do? No army, no violence, no corruption, better education, stop corrupted greed, stop war, lead with education, compassion, equality.
Дийлэл болон дайнг зогсоох хэрэгтэй гэж хэлж байсан. За ялангуяа энэ авилгач тийм ээ энэ авилгалыг бол зогсоох хэрэгтэй. Илүү одоо анхаарлыг бол боловсрол эрүүл мэндийн салбар дээр бол тавих зүйтэй гэсэн ийм саналтай байсан.
Just one example, somebody said it would be good if the president first would meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama, do a 3-month retreat, and then go back to the country.
I heard resonated in other groups. The primary focus was on the qualities that a mother can bring to the presidency, which would manifest as caring for the children, for education, for health care, and to treat all people, and I'm extrapolating here, all countries, in a sense, in a motherly mode of wanting to create harmony among all people. Another idea was in terms of deciding how to determine the budget, that the criterion must follow how much suffering would be alleviated by spending money a certain way, or how much suffering would be caused by spending money a certain way. So that's just a very brief overview. We have our translator and another Mongolian perspective.
За манай группээс зэрэг нэрээ эмэгтэй эрэгтэйч болох юм бол эмэгтэй хүмүүсийн хүн байдаг. Хүн болгон өөрийнхөө өөртөө хайрлсан хэрэгтэй тэс эдгээр улс орны хайрлах хүмүүсийг арчиж ирсэн хайрлах зүйл улс орны маргааш хоёрдугаар засгийн газрын төсвийг бодлоо ямар төсвийг юунд зарцуулах вэ гэдэг талаар маш ухаалаг зарцуулна. Ямар төсвийг гаргаснаар хүмүүсийн зовлон зүтгүүрийг ойлгох, ямар төсвийг юунд зарцуулснаар хүмүүсийн зовлон зүтгүүрийг.
За оюутан одоо намайг санал хэлдэг. Бурхны шашин бол Монгол ер нь дэлхийд 200 шашнаас тэргүүлсэн их гэгээлэг нэгүүлсэнгүй эмэрэнгүй сэтгэлийн амар амгалан дандаа хөндлөлттэй сайхан шашин энэ дэлхийд их тарж байгаа. Тэгээд бурхны шашинтай эмэгтэй хүн ерөнхийлөгч байвал яхаа гэсэн юм асуулт байгаа.
Thank you very much. We have one more group to hear from.
It's a little weird. We should start out with Mongolian and then to the English, not the English to the Mongolian, but okay.
I would just like to say that I was the only English-speaking person in the group of about 17 or 18, one Mongolian man and 18 women. So, quite the experience. What I would like to share is that the women would welcome a Buddhist woman president. And they feel that she would have to be strong and tender. And that a Buddhist woman could do both of those things at least. That she would have to have done her own work so she would be pure, so that she would come with sort of this knowing of family and her own self, so that she could look to the social issues, the education issues. She would take care of the children. Shall I stop there? One more thing. The one more thing that I want to say that I was given in this group of women, I think the president would have all of their characteristics and all of their certainty and knowing, is that we're all family. That maybe I come this time as an African American, but who knows, I might have been a sister or mother or daughter in another time. So this sense of connection, if we all walked with that, if we all walked with being family at some point or another, maybe not this time, but some other time, that we would hold a very sense of connection and positive aspirations, the things that we would say to each other and for each other would uplift us.
Би орчуулсан. За манай энэ хүн хэлж байна. Манай баг болохоор нэг би ганцаараа гадаад хүн байлаа. Тэгээ манай баг 17-аас 18 эмэгтэй хүн. Бидний эрэгтэй ингээ Монгол хүн байсан юм. Тэгэхээр манай Монгол улс, танай Монгол улстай эмэгтэй ерөнхийлөгч гарах боломж маш өндөр байна. Энэ бол их боломжтой зүйлс. Тэр гарсан эмэгтэй хүн маань болохоор нэг талаа эрэгтэй хүний тэр хатуу тэр улс төрд оролцох шаардлагатай тэр хатуу шийдэмгийн тийм замтай байх хэрэгтэй. Үүнээс гадна тэр их хүний тэр сайхан сэтгэлтэй зөөлөн тэр сэтгэл нь бас байх ёстой. Байх ёстой бид удаа юм зүйл тохиолддог үлээ. Тэгэхээр бид нар ямар нэгэн шалтгаанаар бид нар өнөөдөр энэ бүх цугларсан.
Тэгээд манай Монголын төвөнд Монголын Пятлын батлыг даван туулсан Батмаг Даян хаан Мандухай цэцэн хатан гэж бид нар бүгдээ мэднэ тийм монголчууд. Тэгэхээр энэ үед чинь Мандухай цэцэн хатан чинь улс орны Монголын шашинт эмэгтэйчүүдийн холбоо байгуулъя гэж бодож санал тавьж байгаа. Нөгөө талаас бас одоо манай оронд 12 жил дарамт салаа суугаад ирсэн гүнзэн айн явна шүү дээ. Яг биднийг дагуулад явж чадхаар Бурхны шашны нэлээд орныг төрчихсөн ийм сайхан хүн бид нар ийм саналыг тавьсан юм аа. За бүлээн асан баярлалаа. Яг өнөөдрийн энэ ярилцлагын удирдагч ямар ч гарахаа.
So I will very good international conference here in Mongolia, and so that we can support Anis here in Mongolia more and more.
I thank you again for all your work and commitment. I think it's just incredible to hear the voices that have come forth today. I'm extremely inspired, and I can tell by the looks on your faces that you're feeling the same. And one of the groups spoke of being like a family, and if we can think of ourselves as sisters and brothers, we have hope for a female Buddhist leader in the countries. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You'll do your very best for the sisters, definitely.
She's actually in charge of registration, but actually she gave it all to me, so you can give it to me now. You don't have to just not straight.
Putting our awareness at the top of our head, at the crown of our heads.
Ер нь бол одоо яг анхаарлаа бол бид нар өөрсдийнхөө нөгөө толгойнхоо оройн хэсэгт одоо төвлөрүүлэх ёстой.
And very slowly and very gently moving down through the body, smiling at each organ as we move down to the tips of the toes.
За тэгэхээр зэрэг та юу ч одоо бодох ёстой гэхлээр зэрэг тийм ээ бидний одоо биед тийм ээ оюун ухаанд эсвэл бидний маань биений одоо айл нэг хэсэгт нь одоо байгаа уур тийм ээ уцаар энэ муу муухай бүхэн одоо бидний ингээд доогоор ингээд урсаад алуулчлаа гэж бодох хэрэгтэй.
And then call to mind the love that we've experienced as a group over the past few days, the togetherness that has enabled us to communicate in a loving way.
За тэгэхээр бид нар өнгөрсөн өдрүүд бол хамтарч ажиллаад, бүлгээр ажиллаад бие биенийг одоо маш их хайрлсан, бие биенийгээ маш тааламжтай байсан. За энэ хайр, одоо энэ хуваалцсан бүхнээ бол сайн бодох хэрэгтэй.
Really coming into contact with that sense of loving kindness, with that sense of connectedness.
Тэгэхээр зэрэг та бүхэн дотроо бас хайр тийм ээ энэ инэр нөхөс хүсэлтийг аль болох үүсэх энэний одоо учрыг бол аль их болохоор туслаарай гэж хүсмээр байна.
And then wishing ourselves all the love that we could imagine. May we be well, may we be happy.
Тэгээд өөрсдөө одоо бүхэл хүчийг бий болох болтугай гэж юуруу тавиарай.
And then once again returning to your own heart center, to the silence within the heart and the mind, and just resting in that silence for a moment.
За одоо нэг акшнд та бүхэн өөрсдөө одоо зүрхэн дээр одоо зүрхэн түвш анхаарлаа хандуулах хэрэгтэй. Одоо энэ зүрхэнд байгаа энэ амар амгаланг бол өдөрхийг хичээрээ.
And then call to mind someone whom we don't know very well. Someone who we might be sitting next to, who we've just met for the first time. And general happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering. May they know suffering and the causes of happiness.
Учир шалтгааныг таньж мэдээсэй. Амгалантай байгаасаа амгалангийн учир шалтгааныг таньж, амгалангийн учир шалтгааныг үүсгээсэй гэж хүсээрэй. Тэр хүнийг одоо зориулсан тэр хүндээ ийм хайрыг үүсгэрэй гэж хэлмээрээ.
Becoming aware that it's our conditions that cause the views and opinions that we have of people. And now to this person, radiating loving kindness.
Тэгэхээр энэ хүнийг одоо өөрийнхөө оюун ухаанд авчираад энэ хүн бол уур тачаал тэ нисвасын үүднээс юм болсон шүү дээ. Энэ хүний одоо байсан байдал бол яг л бид нар одоо өөрсдөө би болгосон учраас ийм байгаа шүү дээ гэдгийг бол ойлгох хэрэгтэй. Тэгээд энэ хүндээ бол инэрний их сэтгэл одоо хайрыг бол илгээх хэрэгтэй. Бидэнтэй адилхан энэ хүн бол амгаланг олохыг хүсдэг, энэ хүн аз жаргалтай байхыг хүсдэг гэдгийг бол маш сайн бодох хэрэгтэй. Тэгээд өөрийнхөө найзыг тийм хамгийн сайн хүнээ хайрладаг шиг энэ хүнд бол хайр одоо инэрний өсгөө сэтгэлийг хандах хэрэгтэй. Олонгийн шалтгааныг одоо ойлгож тийм ухаарах болтугай. Тэгээд энэ хүмүүс бол зовлонгүй байгаасай, зовлонгийн шалтгаан, учир шалтгааныг ойлгох болтугай. Тэгээд энэ хүмүүс бол одоо
existing in this city at the moment, the disturbances, the anger, the violence, may they be free from that suffering. May they know happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be well. May they be happy.
За одоо тэгээ Улаанбаатарт байгаа бүх хүмүүсийг өөрийнхөө оюун ухаанд одоо тэ авчираад за энэ хүмүүс бол амгалан болоосай. Амгалангийн одоо шалтгааныг ухаарч ойлгоос энэ Улаанбаатар хотын тухай тэр өвдсөн тийм хүмүүсийн тухай сайн бодож энэ хайр одоо энэр нэг үсэх сэтгэлийг үсгээрэй.
And now extending this loving kindness even further and really feeling within the heart and the mind, the heart opening to encompass all beings within this country, those whom we know, those whom we don't know. May they be well, may they be happy. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they know happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be well, may they be happy.
За одоо үүсгэсэн хайраа одоо улам өргөжүүлээ тийм ээ. Энэ одоо оронд байгаа хүмүүс тийм их усан 6 зүйлийн амьтанд одоо өөрийнхөө хайр одоо энэр нүгүүлсэн сэтгэлийг бол хүргэхийг хичээл. Ингэхдээ бол та бүхэн энэ бүх хүмүүс энэ бүх одоо их усан 6 зүйлийн олон амьтан амгалан байгаасаа амгалангийн шалтгааныг одоо ухаараасаа зовлонгоос ангиж холтгоо зовлонгийн шалтгааныг бол ухаарах холтгоо гэж ингэж хөрөх хэрэгтэй.
Extending this loving kindness now as far as the universe, to all beings everywhere, those above us and those below us, those whom we know and those whom we don't know. May all beings everywhere have peace. May all beings know happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be well. May they be happy.
Одоо өөрсдөө үүсгэсэн хайрыг бол улам хөгжүүлж энэ одоо ертөнцийн байгаа тийм ээ бидний дээр болон доод оронд амьдарч байгаа их усан 6 зүйлээ бүхэл амьтанд та бүхний үүсгэсэн хайр болон энэр нөхөрлөсөн сэтгэл хүрэх болтугай. Энэ их усан 6 зүйлийн олон амьтан амгаланг болох болтугай. Амгалангийн шалтгааныг ухаах гэж ингэж өрөөж бодно.
And holding these thoughts within the heart and the mind, very slowly bringing your awareness back to your own heart center.
За ингэхдээ бол та бүхэн айжмаар одоо энэ хайр болон инэрлний үүсгэн сэтгэлийг өөрийнхөө зүрхэнд авчих ёстой.
Making a determined will within our hearts and our minds to radiate this love and kindness to all of our friends here today, especially. To thank each and every one of us for the love that we've given and the love that we've received, for the opportunity to be able to do this for each other and for ourselves. Yes, this compassion with us wherever we go.
За энэгээр бол та бүхэн өөрийнхөө бэлтгэлийг дуусгана.
ойлгосонгүй. Бид нар харилцаа болохоор бүр Piano. Piano strong. Hello, Mama. Good. Good. English good. Jams come here. Long.
But before that, I will chant Zhongshengji, so I cannot translate it correctly. So I need the help of my good friend, Professor Chen. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, the first one is a poem of the Sons of Bell. It begins, may the sound of the bell reaches all universe, and may the may the Dharma reaches all. making the grateful vows.
For your information, tonight at 7 o'clock, we will have Sandy Boucher leading the Guanyin dance workshop here. That will take an hour also. And after that hour, we'll have a little sharing session for the slideshow because some of you prepare the PowerPoint presentation.
You all had a restful sleep, even those of you who might have been a little damp and rain. This morning we have a panel of 5. After lunch, there will be another panel, and then at 2:30, her paper is Buddhism and Multiculturalism in Canada.
Decision-making process that is rooted in difference and a commitment to establish a common good. Multiculturalism in Canada encompasses not simply the celebration of diverse cultures through festivals of food and dance, but every aspect of Canadian life: political, economic, linguistic, educational, as well as religious and cultural. While not a long time in the life of even a young country like Canada, 35 years is sufficient for us to begin to set out in a general way the ideals of Canadian multiculturalism, the realities of it, and its implications for Buddhism in Canada. From this quotation, we can see that the creation of a multicultural society is a process, one in which differences are not only acknowledged, but respected, in which the common good emerges out of this diversity through participation in the collective. In other words, multiculturalism means that various groups may maintain their diverse identities, but they must share those identities in aid of creating a Canadian identity that draws on all of these identities, creating attachment to country and a sense of belonging. Language plays an important role in this and has a great deal of impact on Buddhism in Canada. French and English provide the linguistic medium that allows for communication across cultures. Communication across cultures helps each community dialogue with and understand the other. Dialogue and understanding form the basis for equal participation and the creation of common values and goals that can truly be identified as Canadian. This in turn calls for the creation of what the document above calls a peaceful society. One of my colleagues' classic study of Buddhist communities in Toronto in the mid-1990s noted the concern that Asian Buddhist communities had to present a positive public image. She also commented that Buddhist presence in cities such as Toronto remained particularized, and that this particularization undermines their collective potential, and that there was a need to develop a new means of communication to overcome this religious diversity. I interpreted these comments to reflect the need for some degree of ecumenism between Buddhist groups as a means of counteracting this particularization and enhancing the collective public image of Buddhism within the Canadian religious mosaic. My 2006 research confirmed earlier findings that this particularization continued. There was little evidence of Buddhist ecumenism, although there was ecumenism at the multicultural public level. Evidence of the potential development of an inherently Canadian Buddhism was slight and lay in a group of young, professional, English-speaking Chinese women whom I've met, whose ideas and practice draw on both traditional Asian lay ritual and the more meditative and psychological non-Asian practice. In 2008, I visited 2 cities in the western provinces of Manitoba and Saskatchewan in order to interview a variety of Buddhist women there, keeping in mind questions regarding Buddhist ecumenism and Canadian multiculturalism. I surveyed and interviewed several women. Of those, only 3 were ethnically Asian. 2 of these women played pivotal roles in bringing the linguistic and bridging the linguistic and cultural gaps between Buddhist groups in their communities. Both have been in Canada for an extended period of time, and both had been instrumental in founding Buddhist groups within their cities. Finally, both are committed to raising the level of public awareness of Buddhism. Winnipeg is a large urban center in the prairies that's seen waves of immigration since its founding. As the heart of the continent, a transportation hub for travel to various parts of Canada, it's home to a variety of diasporic and adoptive Buddhist groups. Leaders of these groups tend to have an association with each that has developed over time through mutual participation in religious dialogue and cultural forums. And as is the case with my province of Ontario, these leaders tend to keep each other informed about visiting Dharma teachers. There have been 2 interactive activities in Winnipeg: the building of a peace pagoda in 2001 and a recent Wesak ceremony held at the end of May 2008. I'll deal here only with Wesak. The communal Wesek ceremony was a new initiative spearheaded by a Sri Lankan woman prominent in Winnipeg's Buddhist community. It was held in addition to the separate celebrations of the various groups who have varying cultures and dates when Wesek is celebrated. After a forest procession in the area of the Peace Pagoda and religious ceremonies, there were cultural performances. Pictures of the event show a Chinese dragon, Southeast Asian dance, Japanese dance, Tibetan dress, Japanese drumming, and a Western flute duo. These events are clearly ecumenical in the sense of working together to honor their common commitment to Buddhism in a largely non-Buddhist city. A few English-speaking members of these groups represent their communities at the multicultural or interfaith forums. There does not appear to be ecumenism in the sense of getting together and discussing divergences and commonalities of belief and practice. Saskatoon, on the other hand, is a small city in the heart of rural Canada. As noted in the introduction, multiculturalism is a process by which a society attempts to construct a common sense of national identity from dialogue between its diverse cultures. The research referred to above, combined with earlier studies of Buddhist communities in Canada, suggests the extent to which that process has been reached in Canada. Ethnic Buddhist communities continue to be particularized and generally have little contact with each other. When they do, it's mediated through English. This particularization is not problematic per se, as these groups come from widely differing geographic and linguistic communities, and their residence in the same place is unique historically. What is problematic is that it prevents them from working in concert to achieve public visibility and political and cultural capital. Evidence cited here indicates that some English speakers are trying to bridge this gap, but they appear to be small in number, and there's always the risk of burnout, as second-generation Buddhists may not wish to adopt the role of intermediaries for their communities. Buddhist ecumenism is clearly at an early stage. Language issues also affect ecumenism in the broader sense. Canada's multiculturalism exists within a bilingual framework. Not only do immigrants need to use language as a medium to assert their rights and attain social justice, they are required to share towards the construction of a common identity. Many Asian writers, for example, have made significant contributions to Canadian literature through their productions in the English language. English-speaking Asian Buddhists who participate in public forums have expressed to me that they do so in part because they believe that the values that they hold, the Buddhist values that they hold, can be a benefit to Canadian culture. There remains little contact between Asian Buddhist practitioners and non-Asian Buddhists. Frequently cited on both sides is the recognition that Asian Buddhism tends to be culture-bound and access to it may be difficult for non-Asians. So too, many Western Buddhists adopt a Buddhism that is based in meditation, philosophy, and psychology, and may be mixed with a variety of other practices. It also tends to eschew ritual. Rejection of ritual is often rooted in a lack of knowledge regarding the meaning of specific rituals, or a general Protestant rejection of ritual as superstitious. Often people are unconscious of their own ritual lives. Language here can play an important role in developing, in conclusion, language here can play an important role in developing ecumenism between Asian and non-Asian Buddhists, which may in turn lead to the development of a distinctly Canadian Buddhism. Thank you.